for some reason, buying internet leads doesn't work for most agents most of the time. Hi there, it's Kevin Ward, the founder of Yes Masters Real Estate Success Training. And yes, I love technology. Yes, I love the internet. I love internet leads. I love internet lead generation. I think it is awesome. But for some reason, buying internet leads doesn't work for most agents most of the time. And there is a reason for that. And it's not that internet leads are bad. It's that you got to know how to deal with them and what to do with them to make them valuable. But buying internet leads simply doesn't work for most real estate agents. And they'll invest several $1,000s over a few months, and they'll go like, "Well, it didn't work for me, so I canceled." And they get stuck in a contract, and it doesn't matter whether it's Zillow or Bold Leads or whatever program that you sign up for. It just doesn't work for most people. But it doesn't mean internet lead generation is a bad strategy. You just got to figure out, how do you make it work right? So what makes internet lead generation not work for most people, and what will make it work for you as a real estate agent? Okay, so here let's talk about why it doesn't work and how to fix it. So number one reason that internet lead generation does not work is because what you're actually getting, what you're actually buying, is not leads most of the time. What you're actually buying is unfiltered prospects that have somehow landed on a website that indicates they're looking at a house that says, you know what, probably going to buy or sell someday. The problem is that you don't know how soon they're going to buy or sell, and the average incubation period for most internet generation leads is 12 to 24 months, and most agents simply don't have the patience or the budget to wait 12 to 24 months to get a deal to convert it, especially if you're getting buyer prospects, known as buyer leads, which are typically not buyer leads. They may be future buyer leads, but today they're not leads, they're just prospects. But the reason most internet lead generation systems give you buyer leads is because, number one, buyer leads are way easier to get. They're way more prevalent. There's a lot more of them. The problem is that they tend to be a lot further out from actually doing something. So they're 10 times easier to get buyer leads than it is to get seller leads through internet lead generation, but they're 10 times harder to convert than a good seller prospect that you generate through the internet online. So you just have to know that when you're buying internet leads, I call them internet prospects, that you have to know that what you're getting is most of the time not going to be immediate business. Now, the good news is that sometimes it is, but you can't prepare for that. You got to be prepared for the long game, not the short game. It's kind of like, in a sense, it's like geographic farming, that you know that over time, any kind of marketing like that, geographic farming works, but it's probably can't count on it working this month. Okay, now it may work. You may get 3 listings your first month. Yes. You may get 3 transactions your first month. Yes. But I'm talking about building something that you know is going to work. And the reason internet lead generation doesn't work for most agents is they're not in it long enough, and they don't have a clear perspective or an expectation of what's going to happen. Number 2, the second reason buying internet leads doesn't work for most agents is because if you don't know what to do with them, once you get them, they're worth 0. If you don't know what to do with them, they're worth 0. Now, here's one of the challenges of what do you do with an internet prospect, and that is simply this. Most of them are really hard to get in touch with. They don't want to have a conversation. So now you're having to communicate with them by email, if they'll respond to you at all. And what do you do with them? Because if you're buying internet leads every month, one of the problems is that you're getting 100 or 500 or 1,000 or even 1,500 of these internet leads a month. Well, how do you manage all those numbers? If you're getting 500 leads a month, that's 6,000 a year. A year from now, you got a database of 6,000 people. What do you do with them? And if you don't know what to do with them and how to process all that, you just basically throw your hands up and surrender. And that is what I've seen countless agents do. They buy into the idea that I got to get some marketing. I need internet leads, social media, Facebook marketing. Man, I can do Facebook ads. I can get lots of leads. But once we get them, we don't know what to do with them because we got so many that aren't doing anything today. And so we get overwhelmed. Well, let me tell you what you do with them. What you do with them is you have a system. And if you have a system, and we're going to get to that in a minute, that you spend your time taking those people that are coming into it and building credibility by adding value to them, even if they're not ready to do anything. And here's the magic, is if I could figure out a way to build credibility with a seller that may or may not be ready to do anything right now, but they don't want to talk to me. How can I build credibility with them and add value to them even if they're not willing to engage in a conversation? Now, there is a way to do that I teach in my Real Estate Vortex training camp. There's some information on the back of it behind there. You just go to realestatevortex.com if you want more information about that. This is not a sales video for that, but we train you on how to do that. Even if somebody doesn't want to talk to you, how can you build that relationship so that when they are ready, they come to you? So here's what does work. What makes internet lead generation work is when you have what I call a process. When you have a clear, systemized process of what to do with people when they come into your personal circle, when they come into your database, when they come into your world, and you know exactly what to do with them. Now, there's 3 steps. Here's what you do with them. 3 steps. Number 1 is when they come in, I got to categorize them. So number 1 is categorize. Number 1, are they, first, in categorizing, are they a buyer or seller? Sellers are better, okay? I mean, one of the things that I was taught from day one of real estate is listings are the name of the game, because when you get listings, you get all the buyers you want without having to pay for them. Listings are the focus. So for me, my belief is if you're going to go after internet leads, focus 100% on getting seller prospects, seller leads. They're harder to get, but they're much easier to convert. And when you do convert them, they're money. All right. Number 1 is categorize. So I can categorize buyers and sellers. But the second part of categorizing is that some people are ready to do something right away. Some people are not. So I need to be able to categorize who do I need to be calling every day? Who do I need to be calling every week? Who do I need to be calling every month? And who do I not need to call for 3 months or for 6 months? And understand that not all prospects are created equal. See, one of the challenges is they come in and we try to treat them all the same because we don't know how to categorize them. So we do the same set of emails, same call structure for everybody, and we're just trying to get something. If I just throw enough mud on the wall, I just stir up enough dust, something's going to happen. Well, understand, if I can categorize who is most likely to actually become a client in a transaction this month, then I can spend more time and more resources on them than somebody who's not going to do something for 2 years. So number 1 is you have to categorize. Once I categorize them, and I've got in the Real Estate Vortex, I teach an A team, B team, and a C team. My A team, I need to talk to them a lot more often than my B team and my C team. All right, once you categorize, then number 2 is you want to prioritize. And that simply means I want to focus on quality, not quantity. The idea of getting 1,000 leads a month, what are you going to do with 1,000 leads a month? I talk about this all the time. You don't want 1,000 leads a month. It just clogs up your system. Focus on, look, I would rather have 10 leads a month and 8 of them are going to do something, right? I mean, wouldn't that be awesome if you could get 10 leads that 8 out of 10, 80% of them are actually going to list or buy this month? Now we're talking. Right? So if you can prioritize you first categorize who's most likely to do it, and then I can prioritize where I'm going to spend my time, where I'm going to spend my resources, my time, my focus, my money, and all of that, I can focus on the right people, then I'm going to get much higher lead conversion, converting leads into clients and into transactions than I am if I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anything, and I'm going to try to be talking to everybody. Managing everybody. Can't do it. And then number 3, once I've categorized, once I've prioritized, now the number 3rd step is to systemize. You have to systemize all of this. That whole process from lead generation to lead nurture to lead conversion to actually then delivering the results, getting a house sold or helping them buy a house, all the way then to leveraging that success so that I can get repeat and referral business from those people that I built the relationship with and help them buy or sell a house. All of that can be put together in systems so that I'm I'm not spinning my wheels at 100 miles an hour every day and not getting the results that I want. Now, if you want more help on doing that, I'm just going to invite you to go down in the description below and check out the Real Estate Vortex. I think you can see it on the screen behind me, the Real Estate Vortex Training Camp. Just check it out. If you want systems, if you want training of a full framework, a business model that will help you build a high 6 or 7 figure income in the next 24 to 36 months, the Real Estate Vortex is the most powerful business model in the real estate space today, because it will solve all of the problems we've created. And now we are really dialing into taking leads and prospects wherever you're generating them, including how to take internet leads that before we would get them and we couldn't figure out how to get them to talk to us. Even they don't want to talk to me. How do I position myself with them so that they not only want to talk to me, but they want to hire you and they don't want to hire anybody else? All of that is possible when you learn how to categorize, how to prioritize, and how to systemize your entire business to convert leads into business and business into bank. And when you do that, you can always expect yes. Now, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you post any comments or questions you have down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it. Share this video with anybody you think it will benefit, and I'll see you soon.